This is probability question GCSE November 2023. John has a bag of 22 counters. 5 of the counters are blue, 9 of the counters are red, 8 of the counters are pink. John takes a random counter from the bag. Write down the probability that John takes a red counter. I write down the probability that John does not take a pink counter. Solution. First, we take the total outcome, which is known as the sample space, denoted by SP, which is equal to the sum of the events. And the event is, when you sum up 9 plus 8 plus 5 gives you 22. Then the counters that are blue is denoted by NB, which is equals to 5. Counters that are red, which is NR, denoted by 9. And counters that are pink, denoted by MP, which is equal to 8. When you sum up 5, 9, and 8 gives you the sample space, which is the total, 22. Now we go to the question. Write down the probability that John takes a red counter. What you do now, probability of red counter is equals to number of red all over the sample space, where the numbers of red is 9 and the sample space is 22. Therefore, the answer is 9 all over 22. Then we move further. We take the second one, write down the probability that John does not take pink counter. We say the probability of John not taking pink is the probability that John has taken red and blue, which is probability of red plus probability of blue, which is equal to probability of red is number of red all over the sample space plus the probability of blue is number of blue all over the sample space. And the number of red is equal to 9 all over 22, which is the sample space, plus number of blue is 5 all over the sample space, which is 22. And we look at this fraction. This fraction is like fraction. Like fraction is a fraction where the denominators are the same. So what you do, you pick one of the denominator and add the numerator, which is 9 plus 5. And when we add 9 plus 5, we have 14 all over 22. We look at this fraction, we can reduce this fraction to its lowest term. We have 2 into 14 gets 7 and 2 into 22 get 11. So the answer becomes 7 over 11. Note, probability of any event is between 0 and 1. It must be less than 1, except the probability of the sample space, which is equal to 1. But we can approach this question in another form. The probability that John does not take the pink means the probability of the whole. Whole means the sample space, which is 1, minus the probability of pink, which is the probability of whole is equal to 1 minus the probability of John having pink counter, which is the same thing as 1 minus the number of pink all over sample space, which is the same thing as 1 minus number of pink is 8 all over sample space, which is 22. Now we continue. We have equal to, this fraction is 1 over 1 minus 8 all over 22. Then we continue, we make the denominators to be equal. If we want to make the denominators to be equal, meaning 22 times 1, the numerator, all over 22 times 1, the denominator, minus 8 all over 22. Then when we multiply out, we have 22 all over 22 minus 8 all over 22. Then, since the denominators are equal, we take one of the denominator, which is 22, then we subtract out the numerator. 22 minus 8 will give us 14. And if we reduce 14 to its lowest term, we have 7 all over 11, which is the same answer as the first one we got. Now, note this. Probability of any event must be less than 1. If it's greater than 1, know that you are wrong. And the sum of all the probability of the sample space is equal to 1. So if you are solving problem of probability, you have improper fraction, know that you are wrong, because improper fraction gives you value greater than 1. Your answer must be proper fraction. If this helped, please subscribe, like, and share so that I will bring more GCSE questions. Thank you.